So in this concept, we're going to talk about perimeters and areas. We introduced the concept of a formula, which is a mathematical statement showing a relationship between different quantities. And in this concept, we're going to apply the concept of a formula. We're going to look at formulas for some geometric shapes, namely finding the perimeters and the areas of such geometric shapes. Now, the perimeter is the distance around a figure in whatever units the figure is measured in. If you had, a square, so the perimeter of the square is just the length, to go around the boundaries of that square, which is essentially the sum of the legs of the square, or the sides of the square. A perimeter of a rectangle, for example, is twice the length, right, which is, the long side of the rectangle. So twice it because, well, you have two lengths, right? And then twice the width, right? Because again, the width is the smaller side of the rectangle, and you have two of it. So you add all these four sides together, you get the perimeter of the rectangle in whatever units the rectangle is defined in. These could be, centimeters, they could be inches, they could be millimeters, etc. Here's a quick example. So let's say we had an actual rectangle with actual sides of, say, 5, 5, 2, and 2. So the perimeter would be 2 times 5, right, plus 2 times 2, in which case you get 2 times 5 is 10, plus 4, the perimeter is 14, and let's say, these units were centimeters, right? So 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters, in which case the perimeter would be 14 centimeters. Now, the perimeter of a triangle, again, it is just the length of, the length around the shape, which is essentially the sum of the sides bounding the shape. Okay, so this way, and this way, right? Giving you a plus b plus c. So you just add the lengths of the sides together. And then, again, given whatever units the original triangle is defined in. Here's a quick example. So let's say we had a triangle of, 5, 6, and 9, right, for example. So the perimeter would be 5 plus 6 plus 9. So 9 plus 6 is 15, plus 5, the perimeter would be 20. And let's say this word, actually let's make this one inches, right? So 5 inches, right, 6 inches, 9 inches. Okay, perimeter would be 20 inches. Now, finding the area is essentially, the area is a measure of the surface enclosed by a figure in square units. So the area of a rectangle is a measure of this surface that the boundaries of the figure are enclosing. Okay, so the boundaries of this rectangle are enclosing this area inside, and this area inside is measured in square units. And in this case, area is, for a rectangle, area is simply the length times the width, right? So you take this one line of length, and then you multiply it by the width going down, right? Such that you get this coverage here. You get the coverage of this enclosed surface. For a rectangle, the area is half times base times height, right? So half times the base, which is this value, which is the side that the triangle rests on, right? And then times the height, which is the perpendicular distance, or it is the length of the side from the top vertex to the base, making a right angle with the base. Okay? So half times base times height, and again, you get the result in square units. Okay. Scroll down. Let's look at an example. So find the area of the triangle shown below. The base is 12 meters. The height is 5 meters, right? Find the area. So again, we have half times base times height, where the base is 12 meters and the height is 5 meters. So you get half times 12 times 5, which you have half, and then the 2 cancels with the 12. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So it's 1 times 6 times 5, which is 6 times 5, which is 30 meters squared. Okay, so the area is 30 meters squared. Here we have some exercises. Please pause the video, work on these, and come back for the solutions. Okay, so the goal here is to find the perimeter of the right triangle ABC with side lengths 3, 4, and 5 units. So first off, just draw this triangle, right? So you can visualize things better. So here's a right triangle. Let's say this side is 3. Let's say this side is 4, and the hypotenuse is 5. Right? So find the perimeter. So again, the perimeter is the sum of all the sides bounding the shape, in which case you just add 3 plus 4 plus 5. So the perimeter is 3 plus 4 plus 5, which is 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 5 is 12 units, right? Because we don't have defined units, we're just calling them units here. If you had centimeters, it would be centimeters. If you had inches, it would be inches, etc. But here you have 12 units, so you basically carry over the units, right? So the perimeter in this case is 12 units. What is the area of the right triangle? So area, we said, was equal to half times base times height, which is half times, in this case, the base is 3, right? It's resting on the side that has length of 3. So half times base times height. Height is 4, right? So this is the height, which is 4. So that gives me, divided by 2, you get 1. Divided by 2, you get 2. So 3 times 2 is 6 units squared. Okay, so you have to be very careful. Area is always measured in units squared. Okay, if a rectangle length is twice its width, if the length of the rectangle is 15 centimeters, find the perimeter and area of the rectangle. So the length is 15 centimeters, right? And we know the length is twice the width. So the width is half the length, which is 7.5 centimeters, right? So to find perimeter, perimeter is simply 2 times length plus 2 times width, right? So twice the length is twice of 15. 2 times 15 plus 2 times 7.5, which is 30 plus 15, which is 45, right? In this case, it's 45 centimeters, okay? That is the perimeter. Now for area of a rectangle, you simply have length times width, which in this case is 15 times 7.5. So this is equal to, let me just pull out calculator. So 15 times 7.5 is 112.5 centimeters squared. Okay, so again, be very careful. Area is always measured in whatever the units are squared. Okay, and this is it for this concept. See you in the next video.